And I can't wait to cast some Heretic capture the flag.
All right, look at that. APG actually picks up a stick off the break here, which is not exactly the most frequent of occurrences off that pink 1 break. So that's going to give them a little bit of an advantage here. But actually, look at that, 2 dead inside the TOX.
Yeah, Snakebite's been playing car quite a lot. I've watched a lot of scrims from the point of view of other teams, for example, when they've gone up against TOX. And Snakebite does almost like Ogre 2 used to play it on Halo 2. You know, he holds down this car side of the map, and he's a real pain in that bubble. But early on here, we've seen a little bit of fight coming out of GloboGym here. They're putting the aggression onto TOX, and that's what you want to see. But as we say that, kills being fought now, and we can see a little run on the car side of the base here. And with those respawners on the car side, Eco cleans up a kill. It looks like that flag is actually going to get returned to the base.
Yeah, not really a big surprise there to see that return come in right away. And as soon as we saw a flag pull against TOX, they were ready to get a flag pull of their own. Here they are running a car 2 run.
Yeah, car 2 run. You can see the players spawning P1 as well. That's not good news if you're on GloboGym, because you've got a player up on P3. You've got APG putting in the first flag of the game as well. And look at that. All the players here from TOX Gaming just collapsing. And Snakebite put some nice shots on that player P2 to take him down to no shields. Going to be cleaned up immediately. And just a couple of minutes into the game. And no surprise, really, to be honest with you, that TOX Gaming have that first cap on the board.
Clean shots there from Snakebite. They also put in that first flag just 1 minute and 1 second into the match.
Yeah, and one thing I'm really liking here, look, I mean, Lethul's running this flag across top car, but you had Eco there, sat in car 2 as well, making sure that he's blocking those respawns. It's the quickest way to get this flag across the map, essentially, is running it through that car side of the map. And when you have someone blocking those spawns, it's those little awareness things on Halo 3, making sure that you're clearing the way for that flag run. And look at this. This could be back-to-back caps here. Eco's still blocking these spawns. All the players for GloboGym just trapped either under the base or trying to push out P side. This is going to be the 3rd cap of the game.
This is textbook. This is scientific. This is exactly how you play this game type. Eventually, 2 will fall finally, but look at this. From car 3 and
making a triple. Brado, and he gets it, baby! APG with a triple kill to heat things up a little bit here on the main stage here in St. Louis. That's what we wanted to see from Bradley.
And that is amazing angling right there. You see they have only car 3 and pink 2 control in that moment. They had lost 2 of their players, and APG able to win a clutch 1v1 to maintain map control. And that's what we're talking about with a player like APG. When he's isolated into that 1v1, he's going to win that battle.
Yeah, look at this again. Another car run coming in here from TOX. Eco again blocking these car 2 spawns, making sure that there's going to be no scary surprises as Lethal's going to be running this one in. That's going to be the 4th flag on the board. There's a 360 to give a little bit of showmanship to it as well from Lethul, and Snakebite's just cleaning up kills here. Double kill for him, falls down to top middle, trying to find another player to add a triple of his own to this map, but Snakebite's not going to be able to find anyone because his teammates quite simply killing everyone before he can get there.
Eco is bringing this thing in. That's going to be it, and it's a surgical first result for TOX Gaming and Heretic CTF.
Yeah, they absolutely dominated that one. A perfect, picture-perfect way to play that map. Controlling the car side of the base, having that player up on P3, just staying alive, raining down shots, and TOX Gaming maybe teaching a lesson there to the GloboGym of exactly how to go about things.
Absolutely. In the kills category, I don't even think we saw anyone break the 10 kill mark with how fast that game type was.
Yeah, absolutely not. It was a little bit of a worry for some of the GloboGym players, I think. They would have got, as I say, a swift lesson.
Do we have any gooses on the board?
Any gooses? I can't quite make that one out, but I get the feeling we might have some feathers maybe flying about on the main stage, but we'll have to double check that one. We can't quite see it on our monitor, but as soon as we can check that, hopefully you guys at home can see it, and maybe let us know, Andy.
We got to get these stats on the board.
There we go. Oh.
We got a double goose, folks.
Oh, maybe we didn't want to see that. You know what I mean? It's one of those
too hot for TV.
Yeah. Children are watching.
TOX Gaming opens up by goosing 2 of their opponents here. Thankfully, in these open bracket rounds, that's the face.
That's the face of a man who might have just got goosed. we have to say.
Thankfully, the open bracket rounds using UGC gamer tags is pretty forgiving.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. Yeah, that's a great point.
We could do the math for you here by lining up screens to determine exactly who just got goosed. What we will save face for them and not reveal that. However, it's.
I was going to try and guess by the player reactions. So just as we panned across there, it was like who didn't get killed, and it's like yeah. I think it might have been him. You know what I mean?
Been quite fun. But we see 2 players there do end the game with 0 kills. TOX really giving them no room at all to move. That's what you expect to see from this TOX side. Of course, our first seeded team and a lot of years of Halo main stage experience across these 4 gentlemen. I'll even say the 5th, of course, Royal One.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Royal One stood behind them. We know what he's done for that TOX gaming lineup all the way through Halo 5. You know, he was winning multiple championships, stood behind those guys. But we're moving into our game number 2 now. Team Slayer on the pit. I want to see who's picking up the sniper rifle, because I get a sneaky feeling it might be Lethul who's going to be picking this one. You look at the, you know, some of the things that Snakebite was saying about Lethul, and he was saying, you know, people underestimate his slaying power on this game, and there it is. TJ's going to pick up this sniper rifle, and let's peel some faces early on.
Interesting to see Lethul here with that sniper rifle, of course, when you look across that side. Lots of talent that can use this sniper rifle. They decide Lethul has the sniper rifle in the pit. One interesting fact on set that people who might be new to watching Halo 3 might know is actually, as a Snakebite does have that overshield in hand, a lot of teams, triggers down included, you had players actually, different players sniping on each map. So we'd have, for example, Neighbor grabbing snipe on Narrows, whereas Hysteria might grab it on Pit, or vice versa. So you might see a little bit of that this weekend. Just because a player is a dedicated sniper doesn't necessarily mean they're going to grab it on every map. Yeah,
absolutely. And Lethul's set up at the moment finally gets taken down by the player who's just flanking on the bridge. But off of the rip there, you have to look at what TOX managed to do. They managed to get the sniper rifle, they managed to get the rockets, they managed to get the overshield as well. And at 16-2, they put every single thing that they had to use. And at the moment, this is just not looking good for GloboGym. APG almost picked up his second triple kill, excuse me, in as many games. But the worry here for GloboGym is every time they're alive, they're on spawn. They're about 3 or 4 feet away from where they spawn before they die, and that just means that they're getting cleaned up, they're getting cleaned out of the bases, and then they respawn across the map, and you know, TOX knows exactly where they're going to be, and they just locate those 4BR sniper rifles, whatever they've got to play with, straight onto them.
Yeah, I mean, 2 sniper rifles in the hands of TOX still, on top turret and in sword as well. It's 25-4. At this rate, it will end at 50-8 if we continue at this pace, but my, oh my, 1 shot left for Eco, finally getting pushed in the cuts, making this look way, way too easy. But there's a reason, folks, they have our #1 seed.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the best teams we're going to see all weekend long. As we say, a nice clean up there from Snakebite on the player, trying to sneak through. But it's such a difficult situation, is it, sometimes, when you do get that fresh 4 dead on Pit, if it's Pit Slayer, if it's Pit Flag, you know, those respawns are so unforgiving, especially if you have that sniper rifle in play. So sometimes you just got to try and flip the map, try and get through, try and buy some time for your teammates. But, you know, the TOX Gaming guys, they know exactly where they're meant to be looking, exactly every trick in the book. And look at it, 32-8.
They've had top turret control the entire game, which, by the way, has only been just over 2 minutes long here, and it's 32-8. Oh, another overshield as well, pushing in court, and really they're showing no signs of slowing. You're going to bet they're going to push this opposite turret throughout the entire match. They've only got now 60 kills to go.
Yeah, Snakebite's just going to be playing around the courtyard, around the top turret, just raining down shots across map with that BR as well. Player tries to sneak up behind him. There's some veteran play there. Drops the 4 on the player, trying to sneak up behind him. More than aware that that was probably what they were going to try and do. And Lethul now with the headshot, maybe looking for respawners as well. Quick YY there from him means he won't get that second shot away, but Lethul's just set up, and this is exactly what you want to be playing, isn't it? If you're a sniper on the team at the moment, just sat up in sword, all your teammates push in, just easy body shots for you to finish off.
Look at this APG staying alive in flag, somehow waiting for the court spawns. Oh boy. At this point, there should have been some pressure. I think he hit that no-scope. Yes, he did.
Oh.
We've seen some crazy, crazy multi-kills from the sword into the court spawners. But Lethul going to wisely just back up. And now 48-11, 2 kills to go.
We'll be on Goose Watch as well to see if it's back-to-back. Unfortunately, it's not what we want to see early on, but Lethul sat up here. That's going to be the game. 50-11. No Gooses, though, Andy. 1 kill on the board. We had a breadstick.
No geese.
But improvement from game #1. That's what we was looking for. Striving for constant improvement. Come on, man. They got 1 kill. It's better than 0.
It's hard to spin it any other way. On set, it's a tough game. You're right. Every player on the opposing team did end the game with a kill there. But, I mean, of course, if you look at the side of the blue team here, GloboGym, fantastic name. But they're going up against one of the best teams here, and it's a very difficult series for them. 50-11 is the final score.
Yeah, some of the best players here, some of the best players of all time across multiple titles as well. We should talk about. But one thing, I think I should give you the opportunity here. You're in your Triggers Down shirt. You know, you used to stand behind the guys yourself and do a little bit of coaching. Let's talk through what TOX did well and what you want to see from the top teams, especially on a game type like Pit Slayer. What were you impressed with, and what do you want to see? What do you want to see teams doing that are going to win them games on that particular game type?
Yeah, I think what TOX is doing in that game, and it really shows that it's a testament to their discipline, the fact that they're doing it at this level. When you see a player who's top turret, Eco, for example, who sees 2 players pushing cuts, Lethul as well when he had snipe, they back off, they go to sword, they wait for help. They could have played this game and this series and their opponents here any way they wanted. They can simply hold forward and win these games no problem. But the fact that they're playing with so much discipline and they're backing down and they're constantly pushing tower, but they're only doing so when they have sword and training. I think the fact that they're playing the way they are with the baiting and switching that you have to use in Halo 3 speaks to really how seriously they're taking this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. You know, these guys can say they're not taking Halo 3 quite as seriously as they did Halo 5. I don't believe it for a minute. All of the players on these teams, you know, they're born winners. The likes of Snakebite, the likes of Lethul, they're not going to want to take second place. They know how that felt towards the end of Halo 5 before they got back on top. And I think it's something that they're going to want to keep a distant memory here. As we move on to our game number 3, of course, and TOX will be looking to clean this one out. Or close this one out, I should say, in this game 3 in our best of 5. Lethul going to have a battle here. Player's going to be weak. Lethul getting away with that sniper rifle as well. And now, this bottom hill is not usually the money hill, is it? As we say on Counter-Strike King of the Hill. It's usually one that you're looking for scrap time with. But some teams, they just have this ability to actually lock this one down and make a pretty good run. So we'll see how TOX play this one.
Yeah, the way you want to play this defensively is really just to make sure the opponent does not rack up a ton of time here. So do not get 4 dead. Make sure that you're not getting stuck places like mid-gold or down bottom mid to allow the opposing team to really rack up time here. Like you said, this is really a scrap hill. After the first hill, you're going to not generally see huge leads, as you see now as we hit across the 14-minute mark. But what we could see is really some dominant control from the TOX side, and they could make very quick work of GloboGym, even on a game type that traditionally is not as quick.
Yeah, Lethal's just dropping shields at the moment. He's going to be pushed here in the closed purple. Smartly backs down once again. Don't want to overextend for those kills. You don't need to. Keep that sniper rifle in your hand. And one thing you will see on this bottom mid hill, if you're new to Halo 3 and the way that these particular game types play, control the sword on those spawns is so vital on this bottom hill.
Yeah, Lethul finally taken down. You started to allude to it earlier onset at the start of this game, but Counter-Strike King, even more so than any other game in this series, is such a map control-based game that this is going to be so hard for GloboGym, because even if they get a few points on the board, even if they're able to get a few kills, it's not going to guarantee map control. They're going to need to time them perfectly. They're going to need to be at the right place at the right time. It's going to be a very difficult road for them, perhaps even more difficult than games 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I would say this is arguably one of the game types where spawn control is one of the most vitals. When those hills are moving, making sure that you're in a position to respawn your teammates in advantageous positions, to push the hill, to defend the hill, for example, and APG is going to get the first custom power-up of the game as well. So the overshielded player lifts up close purple, has a lovely flank on that player there and takes him down. And now, these top hills are where you rack up the time, Eddie. Locking down these purples, locking down gold, and making sure you've got that player in the hill racking up the time as well. You really will see a big swing in these games.
Yep, APG here going to get this kill easy, just locking down close.
Ooh, that body.
That looks like the nade came off a BR or a body, but wisely stays alive. Eventually, 2 come up close, so it's going to finally force APG out of there. But now 78-5 is the score. By the way, that power-up was right at 59. They did grab that right away, so you're going to look at it right around the 59-58 mark.
And a great collapse coming in here once again from TOX, making sure they take down 3 players now. And the last player alive is going to be here on the open ramp. Managed to pick up a kill, but in this situation, I mean, the last thing you want to be doing as last player alive is maybe get in that hill, give away your position, maybe back up to gold there, maybe take a 1v1 battle. Because if you win that battle there at gold, there's a possibility you might get those respawns towards the gold, towards the closed street as well. And then you have an opportunity to fight for top control again. Going down there means TOX are going to get control back up the top of the map, and you're going to be spawning down bottom. And you can see every single access point from up top to the top level of the map. So it makes your life so much more difficult.
Finally, you see a good push there from GloboGym. That's the second time we've seen them really focus on those pushes. They did it in close to take down APG. Now they just did it in back gold to take out Eco. So we're seeing a good level of coordination. Of course, it's not really amounting to anything on the scoreboard when you have a guy like Snakebite there on a 10-kill spree.
Yeah, Snakebite on a 10-kill spree. He got juked out by the dead body there. You see it? Dropped the pre-nade. Thought there was someone coming up the lift. It was the dead body giving him the heebie-jeebies though. 122-5. Lethul just sat in the hill at the moment, coming under no pressure whatsoever. Again, first kill of the game in this team fight is going to go down to TOX Gaming, and they're just locking this down at the moment. As you can see, the score really starting to run away. 133-5. We said these top hills, the street hills and the money hills, and you can see exactly why.
Finally, Lethul gets taken down. Interesting gap there in the setup. As you see, Eco, I believe, dropped there to get rockets, which left a little bit of an opening there at open perp, but another very quick game here, and a nice rocket from Eco, 144-9.
Yeah, Snakebite's managed to pick up the next overshield of the game as well. So just as the rockets fall out, they give themselves another advantage here on the map. And Snakebite with 2 levels of overshield now. He's going to have a beautiful flank on these 2 players. The river is not a nice place to be right now because they're drowning. 2 players go down. Easy double kill there for Snakebite. Looking for more bottom mid as well. And I feel like TOX have just decided right now they can win these individual fights. They're going to fight for this bottom hill as well, and if they can lock this one down, we're going to be pretty close to the game's conclusion at 250.
Snakebite right now in what was known as the cheek spot back in the day. There's a little bit of a
it's a running riot!
there.
15 without reply from Snakebite.
My, oh my, what a performance from him. 171-14 is the score. And like we said, this is perhaps the most punishing game type of the series and the most difficult for GloboGym, because TOX Gaming, not only are they going to continue in the slaying department, but map control as well, to really make it nearly impossible for GloboGym, even if they have quite a good push to get a significant amount of points on the board. Gets the body shot as well, does Eco, might lift up with this sniper rifle, but instead just stays down low.
Yeah, looks like he might be moving towards mid-gold here, and you can see teammates around gold, and with 40 seconds left on this hill, he's probably thinking, this isn't the worst place to be. If I respawn, we can lift up gold. We've got that area covered, so we can move towards that closed street hill, which is, going back to what we're talking about, spawn control, why it's so vital. A lot of the time when you see people maybe sniping on mid-gold, you're like, come on, man, why are you sniping mid-gold? You're messing up the spawns for us. But in this position with the hill moving, when you have top control at that gold area, not the worst move in the world. Definitely
not, especially when you have a cushion like this and the skill level of the team they're playing against. He can get away with this mid-gold play pretty darn comfortably. There's a little bit of pressure on the other side at gold. That player's taken down, so it looks like most players are in basement, and Eco knows that.
Yeah, Snakebite was actually finally taken down, so his spree will be ended, but a running riot here on game number 3. I mean, it takes me back to Pistola getting a running riot, I remember, on the pit at one point, and Eco almost lining up that quick scope, but it disappears up the purple. But there you go, just backs up here. Now we'll reassess the situation, knows there's those players that come up open, has a different line of sight. As you can see, the teammates moved around with just about 15 seconds or so left to the end of this game. Nice beat down there, followed by this, following, should I say, the sniper shot is going to mean that this game is pretty much done dusted. The series is pretty much done and dusted. Lethul's going to get these last few seconds, and TOX Gaming will take your series here 3-0.